Hi everybody. Here are the items that you need for today's art project. You need a piece of paper and it's going to be going vertically away from you, so long ways. And then you're going to need a black crayon, oil pastel, or Sharpie, a black one, a pencil, watercolors if you have them. If you don't have them, I'll show you what you can do with crayons or markers or pastels. And then if you have colored paper in different colors, any colors you want, you can grab a couple pieces of colored paper and scissors. If you don't have colored paper, then just get a second sheet of white paper. So I'll show you both methods. Okay, so to start off with, we're gonna sketch out our tree. I'm gonna do it right in black, but you're gonna do it in pencil so that you can make any, if you make any little mistakes, you can erase it and clean it up. So you want your tree to start at the bottom. It's gonna be pretty wide, so you wanna draw the trunk of your tree first. So if this is the middle of your page, you go a little bit to the side this way and a little bit to the side that way, and you do a nice tree trunk. Like so. Then you want to draw a couple branches. So you're just going to add some branches in. And you can make the branches have branches. You can just keep going and you can form it really into any shape you like. I'm going to make mine kind of bigger. Now you're gonna leave the top part open. See how I left the top of the tree open? Because that's where we're gonna put our Kandinsky circles. We're gonna put them on the edges of all the branches. So you'll just keep going and sketching out your tree until you feel like you're happy with the shape of it, whatever yours may look like. I think I'm happy with those shapes for mine. And then you are gonna go over it with your black crayon, oil pastel, or Sharpie. You're also going to go ahead and color in the whole entire thing black. So you're gonna color, 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 color. And I'm doing mine with a crayon, but I have an oil pastel here. You could also use that. If you prefer that medium, you could also use a Sharpie. The only thing that you don't really want to use is a washable like marker because of the watercolors that come later. A marker would smear. But you could use colored pencils. I'm gonna go back to my crayon. Keep coloring, color, color, color. And you want it to be kind of dark and solid. You don't really want to see a lot of your white paper. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna color it. And then I'm probably gonna go over some of the sections a second time with my crayon, just so I can get it really dark. And the reason why I'm turning my paper as I color is so I don't smear the colored parts with the back of my hands accidentally. Oops, I broke my crayon. I colored so hard. That's okay, it'll still work. So now I'm gonna go back, and anywhere that I see like is a little bit light, I'm gonna go over it again to make it nice and really black. Keep going, and that looks good to me. What do you think? Okay, so from here, we're gonna do our background. So hold on, sorry. We're gonna do our background. Now, we're gonna work with resisting. Remember, we've talked about this a lot before, that crayons or oil pastels are oil-based and watercolors are water-based, so they don't mix together, they resist. So you're gonna pick a crayon or a pastel, if you have it, in a light color, like a white or a beige, or I have this light gray, and you're gonna draw some small circles on your paper, just to like give the background some texture. So you could, if you wanna trace them, you could trace like a dime or a penny. So you're gonna just draw in different sized circles, and you'll see why in just a moment. So I'm gonna draw these in. They're not really snowflakes. I know it kind of looks like snowflakes. They're just gonna provide texture when we paint. So I'm gonna look for a white crayon. Here's one. And now I'm gonna use a white crayon and I'm gonna add more. But the thing is, you can't see it because it's white on white. That's okay. Just draw in a couple circles here and there, because when you watercolor over it, those white crayons are gonna resist and pop out. And then maybe I have this light pink. I'll use that and do a couple more tiny ones just around like so. So I know it's hard to see, but I did some tiny little circles like that in pink. I also did some white ones that you can't see because it's white paper, and then some in light gray. So you're just gonna add in circles kind of everywhere. The next step is going to be the watercolor step. So you're gonna watercolor the whole background, and you can do any colors you want, whatever pattern you want, whatever you want. Now, as you're going, when you get to the tree, you probably want to stop. You could go over it because it'll resist, but sometimes it gets a little bit messy, like if your paintbrush is very wet. So I'll just jump right over it and keep painting and painting. Now watch this, this is really cool. So I'm painting my purple, and I'm going over my circles, and look, that was a white circle that now popped through, and that was a pink circle that popped through. Cool, huh? So you'll just keep going at your own pace, take your time, and paint yourself a beautiful background. Any color you want. You could even blend colors together. Like I think I'm gonna switch from purple to maybe a turquoise now. And you wanna get your paint all the way to the edge of the paper. You wanna fill in any gaps where your tree branches are. Just keep going. I'm gonna flip my paper over so I don't smear. I think I'm gonna use this color now. Yeah. But you don't have to do blue. You could do a rainbow background. You could do a yellow background. You could do whatever you want. We just want to make it colorful and bright and beautiful. Okay. So once you've painted your background, you're gonna leave it to dry. Now, if you don't have watercolors and you couldn't do that part, you're going to color it with crayons or markers or pastels, however you want. You just want a bright, colorful background. Now, the reason why we added in those circles is just kind of a little nod, a little hint as to what we're gonna do later. So we're gonna add our big colorful circles on top. So I just think it adds some texture and some interest to have those little circles in the background. And remember, if you didn't use watercolors, if you just used crayons and markers, that's fine, but you can still add in those little circles in the background. Maybe you do them in black or a darker color so they stand out. So I'm gonna put this to the side for now so it can dry for a few moments. Then you're going to take your colored paper and we're gonna start cutting out our circles. Now, I find the easiest way to make a circle is to fold your paper over and cut out a half circle, because when you open it up, it's very symmetrical. But these circles don't have to be perfect. They can kind of be ovals, they can be misshapen, they can look like eggs, that's fine. And you wanna cut out all different sizes, some big, some small, in a bunch of different colors. Now, if you don't have colored paper, that's okay. You're going to take your white paper, cut out a circle. You can do it the same way. And just color it in. So maybe this one I want to be purple. Just color in your whole circle. There's one. Put that to the side. And then do another one, but a different size, maybe a bigger one. And maybe this one will be green. So that's your option if you don't have colored paper. If you do have colored paper, you can just cut out circles from your colored piece of paper. So I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna cut out a few more in my different colors. I want some yellow. So you want to cut out 3 circles to make each flower. So I would say you want to cut at least, or make at least 12 circles in different sizes. And look, they don't have to all be perfectly circles. Like this one looks kind of like a light bulb shape, and that's okay. Okay, now, once you've got them all cut out, you're gonna lay out all your circles in front of you. And you wanna kind of organize them in piles by size. So this is my biggest, these are my next biggest. Then about this size. Then about, no, this size. And then I got my little ones. And then my tiny ones. So I laid them out, smallest to biggest, in any random color order. Then you need to get out your tape or your glue and your watercolor paper. Let me go get my tape. And you're going to start arranging your circle patterns. Now remember, you want to have at least 3 colors of circles for each flower pattern. So let's say we start with this big purple one, that's the biggest, and I decide I want to put it here. I'm not going to glue it yet. I think I want it to go this way. On top of it, I need to pick a different color that's smaller. So maybe red. And then on top of that, that's my second. So 1, 2. I need to pick a third one that's even smaller. Maybe yellow. Okay, now I'm gonna make another one. I'm gonna start with, I'm gonna use the ones that I colored in. So I'm gonna start with green, maybe here. And then my purple. Actually, let's mix and match. I'm gonna use pink. And then blue. That one looks a little too big. Let's do this purple one. Then I'm gonna do one up here, I think. I think I'm gonna go with a green. No, maybe a yellow. Yeah. And then maybe blue. Ooh, I like that. And then maybe a red. And you're just gonna keep playing with these until it looks like how you want it to look. So I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna do, I think that's too big. I'm gonna do, yeah, I'm gonna make that one go off the page a little bit. And then I'm gonna put that on top. Maybe that on top. And then that one. And then I think I want to do one more, like a small one somewhere. So maybe here. And then I'm going to cut one of these down. And then maybe some red. Down a little more. So you just got to keep messing with it until it looks how you want it to look. That looks great to me. And then once you have it laid out, you're just going to tape them all down. So what I like to do is I like to take a piece of tape, roll it into a little ball, a little tube, and stick it on the back. Stick that down so you don't see visible tape marks. You could also totally glue these, or you could even staple it if you don't have any tape. So I'm gonna go ahead and tape mine up. You do yours. And when you're done, make sure to tell your parents to send me a picture of your beautiful artwork. I hope you enjoyed today's project. Now remember, the circles don't have to be perfect. They can be misshapen. They can also go off the page if you want. They can be ovals, they can be egg-shaped. You could even do hearts if you really wanted it to look really different. You can just get creative. If you want to add more circles on top, if you don't want to just do 3, if you want to do like 4 or 5, that's perfectly fine. It's just a minimum of 3. So I had this leftover purple one, so I'm going to go ahead and add that in because why not? And then this one can go right on top. Just cut it down a little bit. And that's it. So beautiful, right? I can't wait to see what yours look like.